Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English at Gym, Listen and Speak. I'm your host, Sarah.
And I'm David. We are so happy you're joining us today for another chat to help you practice your English.
How are you doing today, David? You look, a bit tired.
Well, is it that obvious? Well, I stayed up way too late last night trying to fix my new smart watch.
Oh no, not you too. Why is it that the smarter the technology gets, the more problems we have?
Tell me about it. It's supposed to make my life easier, but I spent 2 hours just trying to connect it to my phone.
That actually reminds me of a hilarious story about my dad. He's definitely not tech savvy.
Tech savvy, that's a good one. It means someone who is very good at using modern technology, right?
Exactly. And my dad, he's the opposite. Last week, my brother bought him a voice assistant. One of those smart speakers.
Oh, I love those. You just talk to them and they play music or tell you the weather.
Right, but my dad, he treats it like it's a real person who lives in a box.
Does he say please and thank you to it every time he asks a question?
Worse, he gets into actual arguments with it. I walked into the kitchen and heard him shouting.
No way. What was he yelling about? Was the speaker being rude?
He was shouting, "I didn't ask for the weather in Paris, you silly machine. I want to know if it's going to rain here."
That is so funny. He thinks the speaker is ignoring him on purpose?
Yes, he looked at me with a very serious face and said, "Sarah, I think this box has a very bad attitude today."
Bad attitude. That usually describes a person who is being mean or unhelpful, not a computer.
I know, right? I had to explain that it just didn't hear his accent correctly. He was quite offended.
Well, technology can be fickle sometimes. Fickle means something that changes its mind or behavior very quickly.
That's a perfect word for it. It works 1 minute and then it glitches the next.
Glitch, that's a small electronic mistake or a problem in a system. We use that word a lot in tech.
We really do. But today, David, we aren't just talking about current glitches. We are talking about the future.
Oh, I love this topic. Are we talking about flying cars and robot maids like in the old movies?
Maybe. I mean, think about how much has changed in just the last 10 years. It's mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing is a great phrase for our listeners. It means something is so amazing that it's hard to believe.
Exactly. 10 years ago, I didn't have a phone that could translate languages instantly. Now it's a piece of cake.
A piece of cake means something is very, very easy to do, like eating a delicious slice of cake.
I wish translating was as tasty as cake. But really, what do you think is the biggest change coming?
Let me think. I think artificial intelligence, or AI, is the big one. It's everywhere in the news lately.
It really is. It feels like every day there is a new breakthrough.
A breakthrough is an important discovery or a big step forward in science or technology.
People are talking about AI writing books, making art, and even doing our jobs for us.
That sounds a little scary, doesn't it? I mean, what if a robot takes my job as a podcast host?
Don't worry, David. I don't think a robot can replicate your unique sense of humor.
Hey, is that a compliment or a burn?
A burn is a funny way to say I made a joke at your expense. But no, it was a compliment, I promise.
Well, that's good to hear. But seriously, some people are on the fence about AI.
On the fence means they haven't decided if they like it or if they're against it yet.
Right, they see the benefits, but they also worry about the downside, the negative parts of a situation.
I can see why. I mean, imagine a robot that cleans your house perfectly. That sounds like a dream.
It does. No more vacuuming or washing dishes. I would have so much more time for, well, more sleep.
How you and your sleep. But then imagine if that robot malfunctions and starts throwing your plates.
Malfunction is a fancy word for when a machine stops working correctly. And yeah, that would be a mess.
It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Something that has both good and bad results at the same time.
That is a very sophisticated expression, Sarah. A double-edged sword. I like it.
Thanks, I try. But really, David, do you think we'll see humanoid robots in our homes soon?
Humanoid means something that looks and acts like a human. Maybe not in 5 years, but maybe in 20?
20 years isn't that far away. My dad will be very confused if a robot walks into his kitchen.
He would probably try to offer it a cup of tea and then get mad when it doesn't drink it.
Why are you being so rude, Mr. Robot? I made this tea just for you.
Oh man, I can see it now. But technology is moving at a breakneck pace.
At a breakneck pace means something is happening very, very fast, like a car racing down a hill.
Exactly. Sometimes it feels like we can barely keep up with all the new gadgets and updates.
Keep up means to move at the same speed as something else or to stay informed about it.
I definitely struggled to keep up. I still haven't figured out how to use all the buttons on my microwave.
Well, maybe the future will have microwaves that just know what you want to eat.
Now that is the kind of technology I can get behind.
Get behind means to support an idea or a project. I agree, a smart microwave sounds great.
But what about, self-driving cars? We already see those testing on the roads in some cities.
Oh, those freak me out a little bit. Freak me out means they make me feel nervous or scared.
Why? Don't you think it would be relaxing to sit in the back seat and read a book while the car drives?
In theory, yes, but I'm a bit of a control freak. I like to be the one holding the steering wheel.
A control freak is someone who wants to control everything in a situation. That sounds like you, Sarah.
Hey, I just like knowing where I'm going. What if the car decides to take a detour to a robot party?
A detour is a different, usually longer route than the one you plan to take.
Exactly. I don't want my car making its own plans for the evening.
I think I would trust a computer more than some of the drivers I see on the road today, to be honest.
That's a fair point. A fair point means that what you said is a good and logical argument.
Humans get tired or they get distracted by their phones. Robots don't get bored or sleepy.
That's true. They don't need coffee breaks either, although they do need to recharge.
True, just like we need to recharge our batteries and our brains.
Well, speaking of recharging, let's take a quick breath before we dive deeper into this tech talk.
Good idea. There is so much more to talk about, like virtual reality and traveling to Mars.
Oh, definitely. I have some burning questions about living on another planet.
Burning questions are very strong or urgent questions that you really want to know the answer to.
So, David, let's dive into virtual reality. Have you ever tried one of those big, chunky headsets?
Oh man, I have. My nephew has one for his video games. I put it on and suddenly I was standing on top of a mountain.
That sounds amazing. Did it feel real? Like, did you feel like you were actually there?
I really did. It was so immersive. That means it feels like you are completely surrounded by a different world.
But didn't you feel a bit, dizzy? I've heard some people get motion sickness from those things.
Oh, big time. I almost fell over the coffee table. My nephew was laughing so hard he could barely breathe.
Poor David. But I think VR is going to be a game changer for education in the future.
A game changer? That's a cool expression. It means something that significantly changes how we do things.
Exactly. Imagine history students visiting ancient Rome or biology students walking through a human heart.
Wow, that would be way better than just reading a boring old textbook. It makes learning hands-on.
Hands-on is when you learn by actually doing something or seeing it, rather than just listening.
I would have been a much better student if I could have traveled to the moon in my science class.
Speaking of the moon, what about traveling to Mars? Do you think that's a pipe dream, David?
A pipe dream. That's a funny phrase. It means an idea or plan that is impossible or very unlikely to happen.
Right. Some people think living on Mars is impossible, but others are all in.
To be all in means to be fully committed and very excited about an idea, like the scientists at NASA.
I don't know. I think I'd miss the trees and the oxygen. Living in a dome sounds claustrophobic.
Claustrophobic means feeling scared because you are in a small, tight space. Yeah, I get that.
I mean, imagine being stuck in a small space with the same 5 people for months. I'd go stir crazy.
Have stir crazy means becoming upset or bored because you have been stuck inside for too long.
Precisely. I think I'd start arguing with the walls after a week. I need my elbow room.
Elbow room is a funny way to say you need enough space to move around and feel comfortable.
But David, think about the perks. You could jump really high because of the lower gravity.
That's true. A perk is an extra benefit or advantage. I could finally dunk a basketball.
In your dreams, David. But seriously, space tech is taking off so quickly lately.
Taking off, I see what you did there. It means starting to be successful or popular very fast.
I try to be punny sometimes. A pun is a joke that uses different meanings of a word.
I love puns. But back to Earth, what about wearable tech? Not just watches, but clothes.
Oh, like jackets that change temperature? I saw a video about a shirt that monitors your heart rate.
Monitor means to watch or check something regularly. That sounds actually quite useful for health.
It does, but imagine if your clothes started talking back to you. Sarah, you've eaten too much pizza today.
Your jeans are feeling a bit tight, David. Maybe go for a run. I would hate that.
Me too. Sometimes I just want to veg out on the sofa without my clothes judging me.
Veg out is a great idiom. It means to relax and do absolutely nothing, like a vegetable.
Exactly. If my shirt starts telling me to exercise, I'm throwing in the towel.
Throwing in the towel means giving up or quitting. I think I'd just go back to wearing old cotton t-shirts.
But think about the possibilities. Clothes that never get dirty or waterproof socks that stay dry in the rain.
Now, waterproof socks, that is something I can get behind. I hate having wet feet in the winter.
It's interesting how we focus on the small things, like socks, while scientists focus on the big picture.
The big picture means the whole situation, or the most important part of an issue rather than the small details.
Right, the big picture is how this tech helps humanity, but my small picture is definitely dry socks.
I'm with you there. But do you ever feel like technology is a bit overwhelming sometimes?
Oh, you can say that again. That's a way to show you strongly agree with what someone just said.
It feels like as soon as I buy a new phone, a cutting-edge model comes out the next week.
Cutting edge means the most modern, advanced, or newest stage of development. It's hard to stay current.
I feel like I'm always one step behind, like I'm trying to catch a bus that is already moving.
That's a perfect analogy. An analogy is a comparison between two things to help explain an idea.
Thanks. I'm on fire today with these descriptions, aren't I?
On fire means you are doing something very well or having a lot of success. Yes, David, you are.
Well, I try my best for our listeners. I want to make sure these techie terms are easy to understand.
You're doing a great job. I think it's important to remember that tech should serve us, not the other way around.
That is a very profound thought, Sarah. Profound means showing great knowledge or deep understanding.
Thank you. I have my moments. But, what happens if the power goes out?
Oh man, then we are all back to square one. That means we have to start over from the beginning.
Imagine a world with no internet for a day. People wouldn't know what to do with themselves.
They would have to gasp, actually talk to each other, like face to face.
The horror. My brother would probably lose his mind if he couldn't check his social media.
Lose his mind is a way to say someone is becoming very angry, crazy, or upset.
He definitely would. He's addicted to his phone. He even takes it into the shower with him.
No way! That is extreme. Extreme means way beyond what is normal or necessary.
I know. I told him, even the internet needs a break from you, Mike.
Does he ever unplug? Unplugging means taking a break from using electronic devices.
Rarely. only when his battery dies, and then he looks like he's lost his best friend.
It's a bit sad, isn't it? We are so tangled up in technology these days.
Tangled up means to be very involved in something in a way that is hard to escape.
I try to limit my screen time, but it's hard when my whole life is on that little glowing rectangle.
I totally get it. It's our calendar, our map, our bank, it's everything.
Well, let's hope the future brings us technology that gives us more time, not less.
I second that. That's another way to say, I agree with your suggestion or opinion.
Speaking of time, I think we should talk more about how these things will change our daily routine.
Good point. A routine is the usual series of things you do every day. Okay, David, let's imagine our future daily routine. Imagine waking up in a smart home.
A smart home? You mean like the house knows when I'm awake and starts the shower?
Exactly. The curtains open by themselves and the house greets you. Good morning, David. Did you sleep well?
That sounds a bit creepy to me. Creepy means something that makes you feel a little bit scared or uneasy.
I guess it depends on the voice. If it sounds like a friendly neighbor, it might be refreshing.
Refreshing means something new and full of energy. But what about, breakfast?
Well, some people think we will have 3D food printers. You just press a button and poof, a pancake appears.
No way! A pancake out of thin air? That sounds like magic.
Out of thin air means something appears suddenly and unexpectedly, but it's actually just technology.
I wonder if it would taste the same as my grandma's pancakes. I have my doubts about that.
To have your doubts means you are not sure if something is true or if it will work.
Exactly. Nothing can beat a home-cooked meal. That's a meal made at home using fresh ingredients.
I agree. But for people who can't cook, like my brother, a food printer would be a lifesaver.
A lifesaver is something that helps you out of a difficult or annoying situation.
For him, even boiling an egg is a struggle. Struggle means something that is very hard to do.
Well, speaking of home life, what about robot pets? Have you seen those robotic dogs?
Oh, I have. They're kind of cute, but they don't have fur. They're just, metal and wires.
But think about it. No shedding on the carpet. Shedding is when an animal's hair falls out naturally.
That's a good point, and you don't have to walk the dog when it's freezing cold outside.
Walk the dog means taking your pet for a walk so it can exercise. A robot dog just needs a battery.
Still, it feels a bit hollow, doesn't it? Hollow can mean something that lacks real meaning or emotion.
I know what you mean. You can't really bond with a piece of metal.
To bond means to develop a close connection or friendship with someone or an animal.
I think I'll stick with my real cat, even if she scratches my sofa sometimes.
Stick with means to continue doing or using something rather than changing to something else.
Exactly. My cat has personality. A robot just has, programming.
Very true. But let's shift gears and talk about work. How will we work in the future?
Shift gears is a cool idiom. It means to change the topic or the way you are doing something.
I think we might use holograms for meetings. Instead of a video call, the person appears in your room.
Whoa! Like in a sci-fi movie? That would be out of this world.
Out of this world means something is extremely impressive or amazing.
But wait, if I'm in a meeting as a hologram, do I still have to wear pants?
David, haha, I guess you could just project a suit over your pajamas.
Project means to show an image onto a surface. That would be the ultimate work from home hack.
It really would, but I worry we might lose the human touch.
The human touch means the friendly and personal way that people treat each other.
Right, if everyone is just a hologram, it might feel a bit isolated.
Isolated means feeling alone or separated from other people. It's important to see people in person.
I agree, but maybe technology will give us more time to see people because robots will do the grunt work.
Grunt work is a funny way to describe boring or difficult work that nobody wants to do.
Like cleaning the bathroom or filing boring papers at the office.
If a robot can do my paperwork, I am all for it. All for it means you completely support an idea.
Me too. I'd rather spend my time catching up with friends at a cafe.
Catching up means talking to someone you haven't seen for a while to find out what has happened in their life.
Exactly. Technology should help us be more human, not less.
That's wishful thinking, Sarah. Wishful thinking is when you believe something will happen just because you want it to.
Maybe I'm an optimist. An optimist is someone who always looks at the bright side of things.
And I'm a realist. I try to see things as they really are, even the messy parts.
Well, even realists have to admit that the future looks very bright.
Bright can mean full of light, but it also means successful and full of hope.
Precisely. Think about medicine. They're talking about nanobots that fix your body from the inside.
Nanobots are tiny, tiny robots. That sounds, mind-boggling.
Mind boggling means something is so strange or complex that it's very difficult to imagine.
Imagine a little robot swimming in your blood to fix a cold. Science is wild.
Wild is a common way to say something is very exciting, unusual, or crazy.
It really is. I just hope I don't have to update my nanobots every week like I do with my phone.
Error 404, health not found. Please restart your body.
Oh boy, let's hope not. That would be a nightmare.
A nightmare is a very bad dream or a very unpleasant situation in real life.
Well, we've talked about homes, pets, work, and health. There's still one big thing left.
Let me guess, is it teleportation?
Haha, you read my mind. Read my mind means you knew exactly what I was thinking.
I think every English learner wishes they could teleport to a country where English is spoken.
That would be the ultimate shortcut for learning a language.
A shortcut is a quicker or easier way to do something or get somewhere.
We'll have to see if that ever comes true.
Comes true means that something you hoped for or dreamed about actually happens.
Well, while we wait for teleportation, we have plenty of other things to look forward to.
Look forward to means to feel happy and excited about something that is going to happen.
I'm definitely looking forward to the next part of our chat.
Me too. We have so much more to cover.
Cover in this context means to talk about or deal with a specific subject.
We've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we, David?
We really have. Covered a lot of ground is a great idiom that means we have dealt with a lot of information or many different topics.
It's been a whirlwind, honestly. A whirlwind is something that happens very fast and is full of excitement, like a tiny storm.
I like that. But I was thinking, we've talked about toys and gadgets, but what about the planet?
That is a biggie, David. A biggie is just a very informal way to say a big or important question or thing.
Well, I mean, do you think technology will help us go green in the future? Like, really save the environment?
I hope so. Go green means to start doing things that are better for the environment, like recycling or using less plastic.
Exactly. I've read about carbon capture technology. It's supposed to pull pollution right out of the air.
Wow, that sounds like a miracle cure for the planet. A miracle cure is a successful way of solving a problem completely and easily.
It might be, but we have to be cautiously optimistic. That means being hopeful, but also being careful not to expect too much.
That's a very grounded way to look at it, David. Grounded means being sensible and realistic about a situation.
I try. But even with all this high-tech stuff, I think the bottom line is still about us as humans.
Oh, I love that phrase. The bottom line means the most important part of a situation or the final result.
Right. The bottom line is that technology is just a tool. It depends on how we choose to wield it.
Wield, that's a strong word. It means to hold and use a tool or a weapon. We have to use it for good.
Exactly. If we use it to connect with each other and help the world, then the future is golden.
Golden means very positive, successful, or promising. I really like that outlook.
An outlook is your general attitude or the way you think about the future. I'm trying to stay positive.
Me too. Well, David, I think it's time we start to wrap things up for today's episode.
Wrap things up means to finish something or bring it to an end. Time really flies when we're chatting.
It really does. Time flies means time passes very quickly. It feels like we just started 5 minutes ago.
Before we go, let's do a quick recap of some of the fun phrases we used today.
Great idea. A recap is a short summary of the main points of a conversation or a story.
We talked about being tech savvy, which means being good with technology, like you, Sarah, sometimes.
Hey, I'm getting better. And we mentioned something being a piece of cake, which means it's very easy.
We also used on the fence, which means you can't decide between two options.
And my favorite, out of this world, for something that is absolutely amazing or impressive.
Don't forget the big picture, which means looking at the whole situation instead of just the tiny details.
We really covered a lot. I hope our listeners found these expressions handy for their English practice.
Handy means useful or convenient. I'm sure they did. It's all about putting it into practice now.
Putting it into practice means actually using what you have learned in a real-life situation.
So, to all our listeners out there, which piece of future technology are you most excited about?
Or which one freaks you out the most? We really want to hear your thoughts in the comments.
Yes, please leave us a comment on our YouTube channel. It helps us grow the community.
And if you enjoyed this chat, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to English at Gym.
Smash is just a funny, energetic way people on YouTube ask you to click a button very quickly.
Exactly. We love having you here with us. It really makes our day to see you learning.
Makes our day means it makes us feel very happy. Your progress is the best part of this job.
Well said, David. Remember, everyone, English learning is a marathon, not a sprint.
That's a classic. A marathon is a long-distance race, while a sprint is a very short, fast race.
It takes time and patience, but you are all doing a stellar job.
Stellar means exceptionally good or outstanding. You really are.
We will be back next week with another topic to help you brush up on your speaking skills.
Brush up means to improve your knowledge of something you haven't practiced for a while.
Until then, keep listening, keep speaking, and maybe, try not to argue with your smart speakers.
Good luck with that. Thanks for hanging out with us today, everyone.
It was a blast. A blast is a very fun or exciting experience.
It sure was. Take care of yourselves and keep practicing.
Bye for now.
See you next time.